Now to the ongoing strike against automakers. Our Robert Costa is there in Detroit with the latest on the UAW and the president's visit.
John, great to be with you. Here in Michigan, advisors to former President Trump and President Biden tell me tonight that these dueling appearances could be a preview of what's to come in the 2024 campaign. Many visits to Michigan and a battle over the support of working voters.
Wearing a union ball cap and armed with a bullhorn, President Biden told the striking United Auto Workers to keep fighting for higher wages.
Unions built the middle class. That's a fact. So let's keep going. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now.
For President Biden, who exchanged fist bumps with the workers, the historic visit to the picket line was personal and political, underscoring a long career backing labor.
To have the President of the United States walk the picket line in support of workers, that's huge.
The president is trying to shore up his support among working voters as he seeks re-election and to reclaim a state he won by about 3% in 2020 after Trump's 2016 victory in the battleground. The UAW has yet to endorse Mr. Biden, but Union President Shawn Fain cheered on his visit today.
Our president has chosen to stand up with workers in our fight for economic and social justice.
Biden's stop came just one day ahead of former President Trump's visit to Michigan on Wednesday. With the strike growing to 41 plants and facilities in 21 states, the back-to-back visits are putting workers' rights and economic pain at the forefront of the 2024 race.
Is the labor vote up for grabs?
I would say you have to earn it.
Trump is skipping Wednesday's primary debate in California and will make a primetime address to workers at a non-union facility outside Detroit. It's unclear if he'll visit a picket line.
Trump's coming Wednesday.
Yeah, you can go over to Macomb County, that redneck country.
You don't want him here?
No.
I'm glad he's coming. It's going to show that he's supporting the UAW and our cause.
And Robert Costa joins me now. Bob, let's start with President Biden's visit. We can't find a historian to tell us any other president has visited a picket line, so this is unprecedented. And there was some concern that this would set a precedent. In other words, when there are strikes down the line, is he going to have to go join those picketers? So is this a sign, the fact that the president went, that this is that politically important? And secondarily, that it's that important to his entire argument about the economy, which is that unions give people power that don't get it in an economy that he believes is unfair to the middle class.
John, always good to be with you. It really comes down to how you want to use the word precedent. In some ways, you're exactly right. It's historically unprecedented for a president to come to a picket line for a major union and engage in the negotiations in this way, at least in showing public solidarity. But in other ways, it's not unprecedented if you're looking at President Joe Biden's political career. Since he was elected to the Senate in 1972, then through 2 terms as vice president, now in his first term as president, he has always been someone who has been aligned with the labor movement. He's been at picket lines before. So for him not to come or at least get involved in this UAW standoff with the major auto companies would be surprising, to say the least. You see now in this political moment, Biden as president trying to underscore support for labor as he barrels toward his own re-election race next year.
So now let's talk about former President Trump. He's going to skip the debate. As you said, he'll meet with workers. His rhetoric is aimed at working class union voters, but his policies, from overtime to appointments to the National Labor Relations Board to a series of actions that make it harder to sue and gain leverage, those are not pro-union. So how does that shake out?
The Trump campaign still believes it has a shot in Michigan. They look back at 2016. Trump won the state very narrowly back in that campaign, as you know. In 2020, President Biden won it by about 3 percentage points. So this is something that's in play. So it's someplace you have to come, even if you're not aligned with the labor unions on policy on every front or on many fronts at all. You still have to make a play. And Republicans often do in Michigan, not just by talking about economic policy in terms of the unions, but talking about economic policy in broader strokes, like talking about China and nationalism, and really trying to make that the target of their economic ire rather than the auto companies and the private companies themselves.
Robert Costa in Detroit. Thanks so much, Bob.